How's it going, everyone? This is an update video for my Roma 90. A little while ago I did a video of the new Beamswork 120 0.2 watt LED light. This is about a week on since I first installed it, and the growth is absolutely amazing. I've actually had to have a really good trim back because the growth was so strong, and you can still see on the moss at the bottom here lots of bright tips on the ends, which is all new growth. So the light is penetrating down to the bottom really well. So I'm very impressed with this light, and I do actually highly recommend it, especially as it's, I think personally, really good value for money. All the plants were growing well. The Hygrophila Polysperma Rosenevic, which I had at the back, as I've trimmed right the way down because that actually came towards the top of the tank here and was starting to bend over and block a lot of the light out. It got that big, so I've trimmed that right down. And the Hygrophila Samensis, which I had in there, has been trimmed back as well. I've rounded off the moss balls at the top here to give it a bit more depth and a bit more of a 3D look to it, and it's working really well. The Cryptocorin are doing really well. They're getting a nice brown colour to their leaves, so it's really standing out against the green leaves, which is something that I really wanted. I've cleared a lot of the space in between the roots that I created at the bottom here, just to give it that extra three-dimensional look, and that's worked really well. There are a few places where I've got some dwarf hairgrass growing, and I might let that grow. I might pull it up again because it was getting quite covered at the bottom there. As for what I've got in this tank fish wise, not a great deal. I've got a couple of Panda Corridora, there's a Swartzy Corridora, there's 5 Coolie Loach, 4 are black and 1 is a banded Coolie Loach. New additions are 6 bright red cherry shrimp, which I'll add a little video at the end just so you can see the cherry shrimp close up, but they're very bright red, not the normal washed out colour that you get. There's 12 assassin snails in here, which are now laying eggs everywhere. If you don't know what the assassin snail eggs look like, if you look up into the top corner there, you'll see a picture of a close-up of the eggs under my microscope. So they're kind of like a nice square shape fixed to the surface by one edge, and which is very sticky. They're quite hard to actually pull off, and in the center of that square is a yellow dot, which is obviously the assassin snail growing, but they are actually everywhere. So hopefully later on down the line I'll have some assassin snails that I can give to people. There are about 6 Otocinclus in here. I did have a few more, but unfortunately I lost them to an unknown problem. Stomachs were bloating and they looked like they were blood stained on their bodies, so they died. The remaining ones are doing really well. I think that's about all there is in there. Oh, there's one Harlequin raspberry in here, which came from my big 4-foot setup, and I just can't bear to get rid of it. It's on its own. Hopefully I'll get some more mid to top swimming fish. I have been thinking about some Beckford pencils, which I think it was Padua fish fan, something like that, that had them. I will add a link to his channel so you can see, but they looked absolutely amazing, and they'll be fine with the cherry shrimp. But I've also been thinking about some thread thin rainbows and seeing what they're like. But all in all, growth has been really good, so I highly recommend the Beamswork light. Things are going really well. I'm keeping the moss trimmed nicely and the tank's looking fantastic. I did suffer a little while ago from BBA. When I went on holiday, I ran out of CO2, and obviously the guy looking after it had no idea what to do. So I did suffer some BBA, but I've been trimming off some leaves. I've got a few leaves with it on, but all in all, it seems to be going away really well. I see a lot of problems with people having BBA, and it's normally caused due to poor flow or inconsistent CO2. I've got very good flow in this tank. I've got the Odyssey canister filter, which does the majority of the flow, but then I've also got a nanocoralia in here, which pushes the water down to this end for the canister filter to take it out that far corner, and it does a really good job. There's a really nice circuit going in there with the water, eliminating any dead spots. My bubble counter broke for my CO2 unit. I have got a new one to install, but before I install it, I wanted to just show you guys in a video, so that's going to be coming up. And on another note, I finally made 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. Things have been going really well with the channel, so I must be doing something right somewhere. In actual fact, I think I'm just close to 2,100 subscribers now. The other 100 just within the last couple of days, and I personally think it's all down to joining the network. I'm now a member of the RPM and Maker network. If you're interested in joining the network, go to my channel page. If you look at my banner at the top, you'll see a link that says want to be a YouTube partner. Click on that link and it will be the application form for you to apply, and there'll be all the information in there. I highly recommend joining the network. As I say, I joined the network when I had 500 subscribers, and within a month or two I'm now up to 2,000, so I highly recommend joining the network. Thank you very much for watching the video. As I say, on the end of this, I will show a close-up of some of the features in the tank and the cherry shrimp, and take care. Bye.